Hi. Hello there. George here again. It's been a long time, I guess, since I last vlogged, because it's lots been happening, but I haven't been able to really talk about it because I really haven't been trying to digest what's going on. The, it's very confusing and kind of shocking. So, what I guess happened this is now October 2023, right? What happened is that Israel is at war. Now, we were also warned from many apparitions and people who were getting locutions from the Virgin Mary and Jesus the Christ that there's going to be a warning in October. Now, Israel is often used as a prophetic um, clock. So if anything that goes on historically in Israel often marks the milestones in biblical prophecy. And so if you're looking for a sign, basically Israel is where to look. And here we go. Here is a sign. Israel's at war. Okay, now this war is a bit unusual though, because I think the enemies of Israel, which are the Islamic nations around it, are I think decided that this is the time to annihilate Israel. Now every time Israel gets attacked, there's a war, and then Israel wins and gets larger. So this is going to be the big one. Israel will get larger, and I think you can see it now that Israel is going to be invading Gaza, and I don't think that Gaza is going to come back the way it was. I think it's going to become a probably part of Israel, for good. They're not going to allow some kind of a self-autonomous government there that can do this again. These terrible atrocities were done, which is reminiscent of the Holocaust, which I won't repeat here because it's really horrible. Anyway, a lot of people are saying it. I don't know why people are always going on and on about it. It's horrible. It's sometimes it's not good to dwell on evil in detail, but just to mention it because it does tend to try to create very negative thoughts, which could spiral out of control, right? So I think here, definitely, Israel is very motivated to get rid of the Hamas in Gaza. Now, Hamas is everywhere, all over the world, right? We even have them over here in the Philippines. I actually rode a taxi a couple of days ago, and the taxi driver told me that one of his passengers was a Hamas woman. So they're all over, and there are plans for you. Yeah, but God is in control. That's the main thing. Nothing to fear. God is in control. And what's going to happen very likely as a result of all the enemies of Israel attacking Israel is Israel is going to get larger. And I wouldn't be surprised if it actually expands to the Nile River and the Euphrates as prophesied in the Bible. And this is the land that's given to Israel, from the Nile to the Euphrates, which it covers a lot. It covers part of Egypt, pretty much Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan. They're all enemies of Israel, so they'll be probably taken over, and then probably half of Iraq. And Iran and Turkey are not included in that, but I guess that's reserved for the other one, which is the Ezekiel war with Russia, of course. And then that's for later. First, Israel expands to its granted land that was granted to it by it's given to it by God. God said this land is yours. Okay, so looks like this might happen. After all, Israel has mobilized like 400,000 soldiers, and it's a lot. 400,000 is certainly enough to take over that area. And the people say, oh well, but the Israeli army is not really all that well trained. It's not true, actually. They are very well trained, and they pretty much are very motivated. So that's what's happening over in Israel, and I think the enemies of Israel jumped the gun. I don't think they're meant to do it so soon. I think there's a sign that the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary is actually happening, and I think the head, which is the hidden powers above, I think have already been destroyed because the middle management is kind of confused. And that's why you're supposed to do this until a demographic situation has changed enough that the Muslims will be the majority population, and West North America and the Christendom and the Western civilization, their demographics are shrinking, but they kind of jumped the gun. I think they need to wait at least another maybe another 20 or 30 years. And they jumped the gun, and Hamas jumped the gun. They were all supposed to go in together with Hezbollah and all the other enemies of Christ, of Israel, and of Christ, of course, going around there. They're supposed to all go in all together, but Hamas jumped the gun, and so Israel got an early warning, and it's now cleaning up and is alert. So okay, so I'm not too worried about Israel. Of course, we should continue to pray for them because all of this is really happening in the spiritual. Yes, Saint Michael, the protector of Israel, is very excited. Is defending Israel, and I think Israel will enlarge to its true borders, which is the Nile River and the Euphrates River. Okay, then what's going on with Russia? Well, Russia, of course, also mobilized a large army, hundreds of thousands, and it's going to invade Europe. All right, that's pretty much it. As this is basically coming in from the apparitions of Les Allet, Lefredé, and I think and others. They're all saying that Russia will be invading Europe. The Islam will invade from the south, which probably means that they will probably be thwarted on the east by Israel. So they will come in from the south, from Africa, and they're going to invade all of Europe except central Spain and western or northwestern France. That will be the extent of their invasion. I'm not so sure about Scandinavia and England. I think they're probably going to get invaded too. And there's going to be, of course, an anarchy because the Islamic minorities of those countries are going to wreak havoc. After all, there's already a call for a worldwide jihad to activate. Say, this is the time. So there you go. So keep on praying for God to thwart the plans of the enemies of God. And then the Catholic Emperor Henry V of the Cross, mentioned by the apparitions in Lefredé, will emerge in France, and the King of Spain will also join him. He will be escaping to come back into Spain, and Spain and France will push back the Islam and Russian armies and up to the Rhine, take over northern Italy, and install new pope. Because in the back of this, another thing that's happening is that the Catholic Church is going to have its apostasy, and there will be an anti-pope. Not Francis. Francis is actually trying to play both sides, I think. But the enemies of God will be patient with him, and I think he's going to be martyred. And that's what, at least that's what some of the apparitions, Hushins, that the various seers are saying that Francis will be martyred. So continue to pray for him. Prayers are obviously working because he's trying to do what is best for it. He's trying to please everyone, in which that isn't going to work. He's going to be martyred, and an anti-pope will replace him, and that guy will be the he'll make he's going to be the I don't know. It's going to be terrible. And a lot of doctrines are going to be overthrown, and I think it's just like Prophet Nikita. The only thing left to us is going to be the rosary and the sign left by the sun, which I think is the sign of the cross, or the scapular. Depends. Okay. Oh, sorry about the sound over there. I better end soon anyway. So anyway, that's going to happen. Of course, once the Catholic Emperor emerges back, then takes over those areas, then there will become God will then begin the cleaning up of the world, and there will be a major chastisement. And the 3 days of darkness, and that will basically destroy all the enemies of God. And from the ashes of that, of course, there's only 3 days, and just those 3 days, prepare for that, right? Stay in your houses. Make sure you have a blessed candles. So some say they should be beeswax, but no harm to be safe. It's not hard to find beeswax candles. So get some. I have a bit of both. Apparently, they won't run out during that time. Make sure you have the purple scapular. Purple scapular. This thing here. You don't get it online. That will protect your house and your family. And read up on it. Google. Yeah, Google is actually useful for something. Google it. And also make sure you have your sacramentals, Saint Benedict medals. You post in your entrances, some holy water, and yeah, read up on the apparitions, La Salette and La Ferde, right? Um, I'll recommend a book by Ariel, which is Revelation. I'll maybe put a screenshot of the book there, so you can take a look at it. It's very good. Some of the I'm not so convinced with some of the locutions from Medjugorje, and but it doesn't matter. They'll all say more or less the same thing. The pattern is emerging, right? So you shouldn't be afraid. You should be continuing to pray the rosary. Like in Fatima, the Lady of Fatima said, pray the rosary every day. Wear the brown scapular. So if you're not even done that yet, what are you doing? Get on with it. It's been, after all, Our Lady has been warning for that for about 100 years now, right? Incidentally, it's 100 years to the apparitions in Fatima. Apparition in Fatima is 2017. And you know that during the apparitions in Fatima, there was a pandemic of the Spanish flu and a world war, which is the First World War and the Second World War, which is actually it's pretty much the same war with a bit of a pause. So, of course, now we are here. About 100 years later, we have another pandemic. I think it's just a dress rehearsal. The real pandemic is to come. And for that, you need to prepare and buy some hawthorn leaves, prepare for and make it into an infusion, a tea infusion, so that you can prepare for the burning plague, okay? And that is from the apparition of La Ferde. It will help protect you from that. And then there'll be that pandemic to come. And then, then after the 3 days of darkness, then you will have, that will be the triumph of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, and you will have a worldwide Catholic civilization based on the monarchical system with King Henry of the Cross as emperor of the Christian world. And that's going to last for hopefully a long time. We say 1,000 years, but I don't know what 1,000 years is metaphorical, or may just remains a long time. It'll be last for 1,000 years. But the Bible also says that at the end of that period of peace, which is the age of Philadelphia in the church ages, the church age of Philadelphia, we will come up with the final end, and there will be apostasy again. Antichrist will take over, and you have the end game in the book of Revelation. So anyway, I hope that's the thing. In the meantime, there's nothing. We're very powerless to do here, right? We're not politically powerful people by and large, but we, through the rosary and the scapular and our intercessory prayers, can engage God, who is in control and who will protect those he intends to protect. Okay. All right. So don't be overwhelmed with all this negative news. Do positive things. Do what Our Lady said. Pray the rosary, wear the brown scapular. And if you haven't done your first Friday devotion to the Immaculate Heart, do that. In fact, why don't you read up on Fatima and just do everything that Our Lady of Fatima is asking you to do if you haven't done so already. Okay? George, signing off. If I think of anything new to say, I'll be here. Right. Take care, guys. Pray. And don't be afraid. Okay, bye.